Pink Chill Divest, it's Didi. Let's get right into it. Who didn't raise you? Who didn't raise you, black woman? If you are a black woman living here in America, the chances are you were not raised with your father living in the house. That's the majority of us, including yours truly. My parents divorced when I was very young, about 4.5 years old. I have no positive memories of my father. My parents divorced. They were legally married. My father voluntarily abdicated the family. Nobody made my dad leave. Nobody made him leave. He left because he could, because there was no cultural shaming. Now, guys, here in 2022, we've got an epidemic of 60 years of mass black fatherlessness. And who gets demonized? Who gets dissed? Why? The custodial parent, which is your black mama, your grandmama, your auntie, and them, your female family members that primarily raised you. Listen, guys, I'm talking about the majority. And I know some of you have functional fathers. I know some of you were raised in generationally married families where you have generations of functional provider dads. I say kudos to you. You are a shrinking minority and you do not represent the majority of black women in America. Hence this topic. It's time to blame your dad. Now, I've made a video talking about black girls going buck wild, dissing their mama, being unloyal little wankers, looking like Looney Tunes. It makes you look very unloyal when you were dissing the person who actually raised you. Listen, guys, your mom, your grandmother, aunties, all these ladies could have put you up for adoption. They could have put you up for adoption. They could have put you in foster homes. They chose to raise you, and they did the best they could. And therapy is needed because a lot of us had moms who went over the line, including my own mother. Rest in paradise, Evangelist Helen. I love you, Mama. My mother went over the line, and I started therapy when I was 19 years old. That's right, 19, and I'm a middle-aged, sexist, womanist bohemian. Divested swirl widow, currently living in San Francisco, California since the 1980s. Yeah, it's time for you to put the finger to your father. Who didn't raise you? Who didn't raise you? Who didn't raise you? The majority of you were not raised by your dad. I don't want to hear any excuses. Where's the excuse for your mom? For your mom going over the line? For your mom whipping you with the electric cords? Or your mom cursing at you? Where's the excuses for her? So many excuses for the absentee black males. And let me tell you something. As a child impacted by divorce and my father voluntarily chose to leave the home, nobody made my dad leave. There was no white man kicking my dad out the house. He was happy to skip away and not have to provide for his 7 kids. That's correct. I'm one of 7 kids. And I did say, if I haven't, let me say it again, I've been in therapy since I was 19 years old because I knew it was not functional nor normal. And by the way, when I came out here to San Francisco, I divested from Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the 1980s. Yeah, you can call me old. I will accept it. Some of you will never even reach the age that I am because of the pills and your lifestyle and unhealthy things you're doing. But anywho, because I know some of you are very, very ageist and you are upset at your mom, which is why you need to take a deep breath, take a step back and say, who didn't raise me? Your mother didn't keep your dad out of the house. Your dad didn't want to raise you because it's hard to raise kids. It's expensive to raise kids. It's a time suck. It's a money suck. It's a lot of love you have to pour into raising a kid, sure. Some of your dads are deceased. May he rest in peace. Some of your dads have been in and out of jail, and mine was too. And even still, I remember, guys, I have these memories. My mother would get us all dressed up. There were 6 girls. Can you imagine? My father abandoned 6 girls and my younger brother with special needs. My mother would get us all dressed up looking pretty with bows in our hair, using a hot comb. You know the hot comb? We'd be sitting there waiting. Your dad's going to come and see you. We would wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And he didn't show up. I know I get misty and I'm owning my vulnerability. My father didn't show up. We would be waiting so many times. She'd get us dressed up and she rarely criticized my dad. So I don't like to hear black people go hard on the mom when you give your absentee sociopathic dad a pass. And by the way, being an absentee dad is an abusive dad. Okay, those are resources that the child doesn't have. And some of you are saying, well, it's better off not having a dad. I would have rather have had a dad that made phone calls saying, how you doing, Didi? How's school? Or I'm proud of you being an artist. I would have, that would have like made my day to know that my father cared about me and he didn't show care and concern. And there are millions of other black women my age and younger who have a similar experience. So it's time to point the finger. If you're going to go hard on somebody on social media, if you're going to dog and diss somebody, chill and diss in your mom. Like I said, at least she was there. She could have put you up for adoption. It's your dad. Your dad, your absentee sociopathic dad. Start pointing the finger to him. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I appreciate you listening and watching. I am Dee Dee. This is Pink Chill Divest. Like, share, and subscribe.